Are you an author who's debating whether you should sell on Amazon or your website? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks to consider when making the decision. My name is Ashley of Shep Publishing House, where we help new and first-time authors publish profitably and get from the page to the people with efficient and effective marketing strategies. Let's dig in. Now, selling your book on Amazon is a hot topic in the author community. Some folks say never upload your book to Amazon, others say definitely do it. And so I really wanted to dig into this topic to be able to give a few things to consider. Now, before we start with the tips, something to know about Amazon. They take 40% of the amount of money that you make from your books, as well as the printing cost of the book. Now, you are probably thinking, oh my goodness, that's astronomical, that's ridiculous, but let's really break that down. So for context, this is one of my books, the Daniel Fast 21-Day Food and Faith Journal, and printing cost for this book is $2.15, and it is listed for $11.99. I'm sorry, $12.99. I've increased the price. Amazon discounted it to $11.99, but neither here nor there. The point is that the book is listed at about $12 and I make about $5 to $5.50 if someone uses my affiliate link instead. And so that is factored in the cost of the printing of the book and of them being able to ship it, to distribute it, to handle customer service, marketing. All of those things are rolled into that 40%. And so when considering that, you do want to keep in mind that those are all steps that if you're selling your book on your website, that you would have to do for yourself. And if you have the capacity and the bandwidth to do that, fabulous. If not, Amazon's a great option instead. Another common thing that people say when they decide not to sell on Amazon is that I can make more money selling on my website. In fact, you can. However, you have to have a sophisticated and strategic marketing strategy in place in order to be able to do that. Meaning you might have to first order your books in bulk. Often those same folks order theirs from Amazon because they have pretty much the cheapest prices unless you have a deal with a local printer. Or they're ordering them from overseas, so like in China or India, and then they're selling them at a markup. So maybe, for example, their book is sold for $12 on Amazon. Maybe they then sell it for $15, $18 on their website. Definitely an option. Nothing wrong with that. However, you also want to make sure that you're doing other things on your site, such as upsells, meaning that you're encouraging someone to purchase something else while they're there to really get a full grasp of their experience to be able to offer them more instead of just your book. If you are going the Amazon route, you can actually include what are called QR codes, which are these little codes that you can place inside and outside of your book to bring your reader back to you. So if you want to go the Amazon route, you can still attract people to your site. It's just an extra step that you might have to do. Next, people who sell on their websites say, I'm saving money by shipping my own books. Yes, if you're doing those upsells, if you're charging more for your books, you could be saving more money. However, we want to think about the opportunity cost. If you're a busy entrepreneur, if you're a full-time working person who's also an author, you want to consider that your time is also money. And so, for example, I still work full-time at the time of this recording, and during the month of January, I was able to sell 656 copies of my book, the Daniel Fast 21-Day Food and Faith Journal. And from that, all of those copies, with the exception of digital ones, were distributed through Amazon. So as a full-time employee, I would not have had time to ship, print labels, package all of those books to get them out to the different people across the world who purchased them. It also would be a bit of a logistical nightmare in order to ship them to different places like India, Australia. Yes, it can be done, but to me, I was able to spend that time focusing on speaking gigs. So in that same month where I had those sales, I was able to secure 6 different speaking gigs and 1 account takeover. Now, if I was trying to ship books and do those at the same time while working with a family, I would not have been successful. So for me in that month and that time, Amazon was very beneficial to be able to do just that. Now, another downfall that happens when you publish on Amazon only is that you're not able to get that customer data, meaning you have no idea who bought your book. You only know what country they're from. And so selling on your own website does give you those metrics to be able to track them, which is great. However, like I've mentioned before, there are ways to bring the reader back to your website. So for example, I use QR codes throughout my book, but then I also encourage them to visit book bonus websites that are made specifically for the book. And on those websites, I make sure that I've included things that are going to attract them, things that are going to help them complete the book. So that way they feel as if they're still having a wonderful experience while reading my book, even though it was purchased through Amazon. Okay, here's a bonus that I'm going to give you, something to consider. Maybe you're on the fence. Maybe you're thinking, I really love the benefits of selling my book on my own website, but it's not something I can manage year round. And so you can do what I did. So for my book launches, I open up sales for pre-sales on my website. After my launch is over, after my pre-sales closed, then I send folks over to Amazon or over to Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart, the places where my book is available. And that helps me to be able to reap those benefits of doing book bundles and doing pre-sales where I can include additional items with my book without having to do that year round, where it's just not efficient and effective for me. So these have been my tips to help you decide whether you should sell on Amazon or your website. And please let me know in the comments below if this has been helpful and which site or sites you choose to sell your books. Thank you.